you figure out who the killer is? There was a rich man in London who was murdered in his own home while 4 people were on the property. When the detectives showed up, they decided to question all 4 people as suspects. Can you figure out who the killer is by the time the video's over? Let's see. We have Billy West, John Gardner, Amelia the cook, and Sally West, the man's wife. The inspector decided to ask Sally questions first. What were you doing when your husband was killed? I was sitting in my living room reading my newspaper in front of the window. You were reading the newspaper? According to this doctor's report, you have eye problems. No, I use my glasses and I read my newspaper easily. When was the last time that you saw your husband? He said, I will have a shower, and then he went to shower. What happened then? I asked for a cup of coffee from the cook, and I read my newspaper. Because the cook was mentioned, the inspector decided to interview the cook. Where were you when Mr. West was killed? I was sleeping in the kitchen. What time did you prepare coffee for Miss West? I think about 1:30, but I'm not sure. And what did you do after you prepared the coffee? I gave the coffee to Miss West and I returned to the kitchen. Did you see anything suspicious? Now that you mention it, I did see Billy in front of the bathroom and he looked nervous. Next, the inspector questioned Billy. What were you doing when your father was killed? I was in my room listening to music. Are you sure? What were you doing in front of the bathroom? I wanted money from my father and he wouldn't give me the money. So you killed him? No, I got angry, but I didn't kill him. I went in my room and just watched people trying to get out of the rain. I said I didn't kill him. And last, the inspector questioned John. Where were you when Mr. West was killed? I was in the garden as usual. What were you doing in the garden? I was watering the flowers in the garden. Mr. West loved them. Did you see Mr. West at home? No, I didn't enter into the house. And that brings us to the end of the questioning. Do you know who the killer is? If you think you do, go over to my next video to see the answer.